Hi, welcome back to the allotment. I am here to do quite a few jobs today. It's the 2nd of April and the kids break up for the Easter holidays on Friday. So they're going to be home for 2 weeks and we are going away for a few days over the Easter period. So I want to try and get as much done this week at home and at the allotment as possible. I went to a couple of garden centres again this week and have bought some more perennials for the home garden, and I've also bought some lettuce to plant out here. And mine's doing okay at home in the greenhouse, but it's I bought some because it's a little bit further ahead and it's just another way to create succession plantings. So that's what I'm going to do today. Um, so yeah, it's a lovely day. It's a bit cold, but it's just taken me about 6 trips to bring everything I brought with me. Um, so yeah, so I've got some blueberries I want to pot up into pots. I've got some herbs with me, some broad beans that are ready to go out, and I've got my lettuce. So let's get on. What do you think about this? Putting a pond here, a little wildlife pond, just a tiny one, maybe a plant pot without a hole in the bottom, like a big plant pot, but something. Or I've seen some of the little moulded ones as well, which might be nice. Just something in the hope that we can get some frogs. So I've decided that this bed is where the broad beans are going to go. Now originally I thought about putting it in the one behind you, the one that we uncovered last year. But I think I'm going to put them in here just because this bed is pretty much ready. I just need to take out a new sycamore forest that has appeared and then plant these up. The thing with the beds that we've got, obviously they're not massive, and I've got 24 plants here. So I just think this will be a good choice. These broad beans are, the variety is the Sutton, so they are a dwarf broad bean, so they won't get massive anyway. So I think that's what we'll do. I'll just give this a general weed, get these trees out, and then we'll start planting. Let's do that now. I think it's going to be a good year for sycamores. Well, it's not, but it would have been, but it's not. I don't think it would take very long for this whole allotment patch, if left to its own devices, to become a mini sycamore forest, to be honest. Nature reclaims itself very quickly, doesn't it? Excuse my standing. My arms are not that long. I suspect these will continue to come back for the foreseeable, but not these ones. See you later, fellas. Ooh, really needed to get that compost looked at. So I'm just gonna, oh, missed some. And we'll just give it a little rake over because there's a few other little seedlings coming. So I'll just knock them off so they'll not bother. More sycamore. It will expose some more sycamores, no doubt, as well. Oh, no, Mr. Centipede. Apologies. When I first saw the sycamores, I thought, oh, it's a bit early for calendula. Flowering in the wild. Seed germinating in the wild, rather. There we go, we've got a few down there. No. I've knocked its leaves off. It won't come back if I've knocked its leaves off. That's good enough. It's good enough. So yeah, the variety is Sutton, so they're a dwarf. I wouldn't want to plant anything tall here because I'm going to be growing things in the greenhouse. So it's better just to, I'm just going to loosen up these module trays. Some of these are only tiny, are only just germinated, but they'll be fine. They're pretty tough, broad beans. We'll see anyway, won't we? We will see. Oh, Mr. Sycamore. Another one there. Oh, what are you? You look like nettle root. You're not coming in here. Get out. Thank you. Now. very dry. Very dry. Let's see if I can manage to plant in a straight line today. So you can see some of them have got a good root system. I don't know if you can see that. Some of them less so. I don't need to plant too close together because this is a big bed. So last year we grew courgettes in here. So growing beans after that will be good for the soil. And we should have a good result from these, hopefully. Now the other raised bed that's made out of bricks had squash in last year and they did okay, but nothing really has been grown in there except nettles and bindweed and creeping buttercup over the last couple of decades. So the soil is going to take some work to get it how we want it, but that's all right. That's part of the fun. So I think this year I was planning to grow these in there, but I'm not. So what I might do is I might actually grow sweet corn in there, but I've got some farmyard manure at home, so I think I will likely I put a load of farmyard manure on it last year, so I'll probably do that again. Well, I will do it again, and then hopefully we should get a good result. Now I'm thinking what I might do, so I've done 6, is actually do half of this bed with something, and then we can put something else in the other half. So we'll start, we'll go with another row, which is a bit awkward when you're, 5 foot, not much. We'll do it. We'll get it done. We want a bit more space in between rows. More sycamores. These are going to really benefit from a nice water as well. Now this bed I haven't mulched it actually, but this is almost pure compost, I think, to be honest. Get that sycamore out. There's got to be a better way to do this. I'm going to finish these up and come back in a minute. There we go, they're all in. 3 rows of 8, all, another sycamore. 3 rows of 8, all 24 in. Some, like I said, could probably have done with a bit longer to grow before they went in, and my soil leveling skills are appalling, let me tell you. But they're in now, and gosh, does it feel good to get something in the ground. I'm really looking forward to seeing these grow up. I love broad beans. I'm the only one in the house that eats them, as you'll notice the theme. I'm the only one that eats a lot of the things in the house, the vegetable and fruit related. I remember giving them to my oldest last year for the first time. And she ate one and spat it straight out. No table manners at all. And she went, "Mummy, these peas are disgusting." I was like, yeah. I can see why they're an acquired taste, but I personally love them. So next on the jobs list is planting out these Jerusalem artichokes. So I've got 2 in here. It looks like they're already shooting, already sprouting, which is great. They're a lot bigger than the ones I got last time. Oh, this one's about similar. Oh, this one here. So I've only got 2, which is probably about right for this bed anyway. I was going to put 5 in, wasn't I? But 5 or 6, but yeah, I think the 2. So I've just given it a quick weed over, and I'm just going to plant them 6-inch deep, sort of in the middle of each side really, and then that will be quite sufficient. Get this in. It's actually roots and shoots it's got, so yeah, and they're kind of on both sides, so we'll just pop it in. Be a bit deeper maybe. I've already de-sycamored the bed. And we'll just put that over there, and then here the same again. What we got there? Oh, another sycamore. Not as free of them as I thought. This way. Maybe I could set up a sycamore nursery. Know anybody who wants one? Now, if any of the tubers start to show, I will earth them up. But yeah, I'm not sure. Now, these plants will get to 8 foot tall potentially. So it is, we will maybe need some support in here, but I'll put some, as they start to grow, I'll probably put some plant supports in and see how we get on. Yeah, and I have every intention of letting them flower. That's the main reason I want to grow them, is the flowers. So yeah, Jerusalem artichokes are related to sunflowers, so the flowers will be very similar. Lovely. Another job off the list. Hi, future Lindsay here, just coming in to tell you that I've planted these in the wrong bed. So almost immediately afterwards, I had to dig them up and plant them in the right bed. I might just sit in my new favourite spot to decide. I don't want to use the big beds for lettuce and things like that. The small beds, the idea of the small beds is that they'll be used for small crops, whereas the big beds will be used for things like courgettes and brassicas and things like that. I may use the big brick bed for squash again, and just put loads of manure on there. Needs a really good weed again. It's not doing too bad actually, but this is the time of year when weeds are going to start to put on a lot of growth. And if you can get weeding done at this time of year before that growth really starts, you will save yourself a lot of work in the future. You're never going to get rid of them. It's always going to be a job that you're going to need to do. But at least if you can keep on top of them a little bit, little and often and early if possible. There's so much glass in all the beds, I find glass all over. Apparently when my dad took this plot on, he got a mini digger because the amount of rubbish on this plot was just ridiculous. But it does seem that there's new glass comes to the surface. It's the soil life moving things around, getting rid of the bits it doesn't want. And I don't blame you, worm dudes. I wouldn't want glass in there, especially if I was a worm. Yeah. Could do with my coffee now, but it's so far away in the greenhouse. I'll go get it. It's not coffee, it's tea. That was a weird tasting coffee. It's tea. It's hot as well. It's very hot. So I've got 3 different types of salad leaf to plant out. I've got iceberg for proper iceberg lettuces. I've got little gem. I have some little gem seedlings at home as well. The variety of those is Maureen, as I've mentioned before. Chosen because my grandma's name was Maureen. And I've got rocket. So yes, I'm not sure which bed to use. You see, the big tall beds, I like the idea of having like a salad bar in there. They are for carrots and parsnips, which I could do to get on with as well. But because they're nice and high up, a bit more slug protection. Not that slugs can't climb, but just a little bit more protected it feels like. Plus I like the idea of it all being up there. I don't know why. But I do think it's probably a waste of the space there. So I think I'll use some of these smaller beds. I get really funny about deciding where to plant things out, It's like, oh, I'm running out of space. And there isn't. There's like 20 empty beds. But yeah, the big beds are for brassicas and courgettes, possibly courgettes. I'm going to try not to grow quite as many courgettes this year. But you see varieties, don't you? You're like, oh, I like that variety. And oh, I like that variety as well. And that one looks really good. That one looks nice too. Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking that the iceberg lettuces could probably do with a bigger bed though, couldn't they? I don't know. I just don't know. Plus, I've got to remember that the perennial bed is not supposed to be a perennial bed. The perennial plants, not flowers, not veg. It's not supposed to be a perennial bed. They're supposed to be going down the edge in the border, but we're not having the border now, so where am I going to put those? I'll have to put those next to the polytunnel. But I want to grow a lot of annuals in there as well. Decisions. I don't want to just leave the perennials in there until a time comes at which I'm ready to take them out, because they might be in flower by then, and that's probably not the best time to. Well, it isn't the best time to move them. Such a dilemma. So I bought some peas from the garden centre the other day, and I've decided now, spur of the moment, that I think I'm going to plant them here at the end of the broad bean bed. I think this will work well. They are multi-sown, which is fine because I would normally multi-sow. Now, I know that we like the guttering tips and we like to sell direct sow, but last year I direct sowed and I got nothing. So I got one pea plant that dried out, I think. Oh, I've got a nice little viola flower in there as well. So, you know, I've never had any problems growing them in module trays, to be honest. This is a variety called Wavero. I will write that in the text so you can see it, because my pronunciation might not be good. Okay, so they've not formed really solid root balls yet. I could probably separate them, but again, peas not loving the root disturbance, so I'll just be gentle and I'll leave them growing in clumps. So we've got 6 clumps, if you like, and there's, how many's in that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 plants in that one. So I'm just gonna sow them in a circle and then I'll create a TP later. Maybe today, maybe not today. We'll see. What is that in there? Rubbish. Oh, don't worry, I don't throw my rubbish on the floor. I'll get rid of it soon. So we'll just start popping these in. I'm not using gloves today. I normally do, but the soil is actually lovely, and I wouldn't say warm, but it's not cold, you know. It's lovely. It's really, really lovely because it's spring. You know what I should do, actually? I should place these before I plant them. Actually, it's quite a small circle I need to make, isn't it? Excuse me standing on the bed again, but kind of becomes a little bit necessary sometimes. I'll be fine. Plant spacing. Rules about plant spacing. Follow them. Me? We're daft. I can smell something here. It's a weed. I might remember what that smell is. It's definitely a weed though. It's the smell of... Look at the sycamores, man. Get out. Get out of my beds. Forget it. Let's get up. Breaking all the rules. We're breaking all the rules. And I don't care. Because gardening is fun. Too many rules. Excuse my rear end. Okay. That'll do. That'll do. Yeah. Hey, we're cooking on gas today. My plot neighbour's here. Just giving her a wave. I don't like to film when there's people around. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Next up, I think we need to carry on deciding where to put the lettuces. So I've planted out the icebergs. I've only put 6 in one of the smaller beds, and I've still got 6 left. So I'll think where I'm going to plant those other 6. I am seriously contemplating just using some of the space in the large tall raised beds for the salad. Maybe the rocket and the cut and come again stuff. They're not cut and come again, the little gems. Maybe for the rocket and the little gems. Have a go. I can't look at you. It's just too bright. And it's too warm. Let's get on. 18 months this channel's been going, and in that 18 months I have had 5 microphones, and I've just once again broken it. I sat down with this. This goes in the charging port of the phone, if you're not familiar with how these work. I have an iPhone, so it has a little thingy to connect adapter, and I've just broken the adapter. It's bent. It no longer works, and I was a bit worried I was going to get the end bit stuck in my phone actually, but I didn't. So here we are again without a microphone. I keep contemplating investing in a microphone that's about £100. I keep buying these £20 ones, and I bought 5 now. and I'm a bit concerned because I really want the nice one because I want the sound quality to be good, but if I break a £100 microphone, I'm not a crier, but I might cry. I definitely might cry. Anyway, sat in the hot box again, drinking hot tea, wondering why I'm hot. I still need to do the blueberries. I want to find somewhere to put the rocket. I've just dug up some of the pile of compost soil near the fence and put it into the taller raised bed, but I'm going to need a lot more for there. I think the pallet collar raised bed needs emptying into there, to be honest, because that is a lot of compost. It's soil as well, but it's compost. I might go do that now. And my plot neighbour's still here, so I can't film myself doing it because I would be filming her. So it's not just the shyness of filming around people, it's also I don't want to get my neighbours in either. Not unless they agree to it, and I'm not planning on asking. So I'll go do that now, and I'll be back with you in a second. Whew, I've got some rosy cheeks. My mum's just phoned me and said, she phoned me when I got here, and I said, I'll only be an hour or two, I'll call you when I get home. 3 hours later, she's phoned me and said, you haven't called me, are you okay? Yes. I just have lost track of time completely. Look at this, let me ask your advice about this. We got this a few years back for some other purpose, not on the allotment. I still have it. Hello. It's quite flimsy, it's got its own little stand. I don't know what to use it for. Can you think of any uses? I brought it here because I don't want to put it to waste. It's not a very sturdy fence. It was designed to be a fence to keep the kids in somewhere, and it was ineffective, let's just say that. So I'm just going to pot up the blueberries now. Now I've got a pot that is bigger than the blueberries need at this moment in time, but they will grow into it. So I'm going to do that now. Now Mark brought me up a couple of bags of ericaceous compost the other day, so I'm going to pot them up into that, and then everything's going to get a good water. I am going to have to use tap water for the blueberries because I don't have a water butt in use yet. We will have. Mark's going to do the guttering at some point. We'll have water butts. Blueberries do prefer rainwater to tap water. They want acidic soil, obviously, which is why we're using ericaceous. The soil here is neutral to alkaline, probably more alkaline than neutral, just because of the years of lime that we've put on the beds for the brassicas, which is another job that I want to do today because I haven't done it yet, so we'll do that as well. Adding to the list. let's have a little look around before I go. So, herb pots. Some of those will stay, some won't. The thymes will be fine in there. The sage will get too big. The oregano's fine. I've emptied part of the pallet collar bed. Lemon balm's looking good since it got cut back. These thymes in here are a bit straggly. I'll leave them for now, but obviously I've got replacements. I've got lemon thyme. This is lemon thyme. I absolutely love lemon thyme. It smells so nice. Really, really nice. Apologies if it's windy. As you may have seen, I have broken my microphone again. Sycamores. Oh, what's happening here? Come on, you. What are you doing there? Let's just cover that up a bit. Somebody keeps digging still, so yeah. And these, honestly, sycamores for days. So the blueberries are in. There will be lots more on here eventually. I've got all sorts to plant in there. These are icebergs. So there's only 6 in this bed, but you know they're not the biggest bed, so that's alright. We managed to get that almost half filled with bought compost. And then here, in these 2 beds, I've planted in this one, this is the little gem. So what I'm going to do in this bed is in between each lettuce I'm going to put a bunch of spring onions. So a module of multi-sown spring onions. Aha. Think you can escape me, do you? Aha. Lots of little seedlings growing in here. I just sort of scrub them out and they'll be fine. They'll die off once they're disturbed. So yeah, I'm going to sow a row of carrots down the middle of this bed. So the idea of having the spring onions is to deter carrot root fly, and also the height of them will do that as well, because these are almost 2 foot tall. So we've done those in there. This is going to be the parsnip bed. So we've got rocket and the remaining 6 icebergs in here as well. And we'll just see how they go. The temperatures are looking good for the next week and a half. If it's going to get frosty, I will cloche them. Do not fear. Broad beans are in. Very happy. Peas are in. I feel like I've got quite a lot done. Oh, and have I shown you? I've pretty much got rid of this pile of soil down here as well. 4 wheelbarrows full. All gone. Now I've left a bit because I didn't need any more. But like I said, this area's a little bit up and down. And obviously it's sunk. It's been dug, so it's sunk as it's rained. So we will put, level it out a little bit. I hope you can hear me. My neighbour's cutting his grass, but it feels really good to get that done. I feel like I've achieved quite a lot today. I've been here far longer than I thought I'd been. But yeah, that's good. Right, thank you for watching today's video. Next video will be me in my garden at home. I'll be doing that tomorrow, planting out all the perennials I've bought, because since if you watched the last video, I bought a few. I went a bit mad yesterday and the day before. So I've got lots of young perennial plants to plant out in the cottage garden and the back garden, and you'll see that video probably at the weekend. Next week's video will be me back at the allotment, because I'll be back here on Friday. It's Wednesday today. I'll be back here on Friday just getting a few more last minute jobs done before I'm probably not going to be here much in the next 2 weeks after that. But during the Easter holidays we will be taking our little caravan to North Wales. It's the furthest we've ever taken it, so I'm a little bit nervous. I spent my holidays as a kid in North Wales, and so I'm excited to go and spend some time and take my family there. So we're going to go to North Wales, and there are a couple of gardens, including Bodmin Gardens, that I would really like to visit. So I was wondering if you might like to come with us. It won't be a full-on holiday vlog. It will be focused around the garden and probably what I buy for our garden as well. So I hope you'll join us then. Thanks so much for being with us. If you are new here, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and come back and see us again. Hit the notification bell to be notified the next time I upload. Please like and say hi in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.